What's it like to survive on a deserted island with your girlfriend? There was no fire, no water, and no food. Not only were they not hungry, I had a sumptuous seafood feast. I caught several pounds of big green crabs. Just put it directly over the fire and roast it. Just one big pair of pliers can make a person feel full. Diving hunting is even luckier. One arrow captured 3 large sea fish. The freedom to grill fish has been achieved. Lobster nests were discovered again under the crevices of the rocks. Each person grabbed one until they were too exhausted. A lobster feast has been fully realized. Dazwong and his girlfriend are trapped on a tropical deserted island in the Pacific Ocean. The first day of being trapped on a deserted island. The girlfriend was the first to demonstrate a strong sense of survival. She told Dazwong that if he wanted to survive on the deserted island, for survival in the wild must be met. Those are food, water, and fire. She decided that the first step was to explore the resources on this deserted island. Only by finding a stable source of food can one avoid going hungry. They soon found a crab couple under the tree. This is a giant jungle crab. This kind of jungle crab can grow as big as an adult's fist. If you are on a deserted island and were about to starve to death, you can try catching this kind of crab to eat. But these crabs don't have much meat. It is far from enough to maintain physical strength. They need to find a more stable source of food. There are many mosquitoes in the coconut grove. My girlfriend was bitten into several big bumps on her body. I'm afraid that if I stay for a few more minutes, even this sling on my body will be bitten off. They soon arrived at a beach. Dazwong noticed that there was a lot of abandoned garbage on the shore. They explored along the shore. See if you can find something valuable. Besides, having a lot of these jungle crabs on the deserted island, there are still many coconut trees. My girlfriend came quietly from behind, and he rode on Dazwong's head. It turned out that they used this method to pick coconuts from the trees. There are many coconut trees on the deserted island. This means that they have solved the problem of fresh water. And to a certain extent, a stable source of food has been found. Coconut juice is sweet and delicious. Coconut meat can replenish sugar and carbohydrates, apart from coconuts. They also found a lot of wild lemons on the shore. These lemons are rich in vitamin C. The basic materials for survival on a deserted island are no longer in short supply. If they still want to live a better life, then it is necessary to find more food sources. There are many of these giant conch shells by the beach. This means that the resources along the coast of this deserted island might be very abundant. Not far from the beach, the remains of a turtle appeared. Dazwong guessed that the turtle might have died from being entangled in an abandoned rope. Whether it's the jungle crabs living in the abandoned garbage dump, it's still a hermit crab that uses discarded plastic as its house. All these signs indicate that the pollution of the deserted island should be taken seriously. Meanwhile, my girlfriend found a stranded sea turtle on the shore. Dazwong guessed that it might be trying to come ashore to lay eggs. Dazwong picked up an abandoned bottle to make fishing tools. They came to the reef to try catching some small sea fish. But what was caught were some small fish that were not even as big as a palm. Dazwong chose to release it. He decided to try a more adventurous way of hunting. Dazwong was diving for hunting with a crossbow. I thought I could hunt some sea fish with this powerful crossbow. I didn't expect that there were no big lobsters or big fish I had been looking forward to in the crevices of the rocks. It took a long time to find the target in the crevice of the stone. Dazwong successfully hit the crossbow by pulling it. Their lunch is secure today, although I'm not full, but it won't go hungry either. Dazwong cut down an old coconut. The coconut shells inside can be used to make a bowl. Because they had no fire on the deserted island yet, Dazwong decided that today's lunch could try something different. He cut off the fish meat, remove the fish skin, and keep only the intact fish meat. Then cut it into thin slices. Add some more lemon juice. They are going to make a sashimi for lunch. The freshness and sweetness of fish.
All right, moment of truth. It's been a long 30 minutes waiting, but there we go. You can see it's cooked medium rare now. Let's get into it.
Why are you holding it?
It's a plate. So if I spill, I can eat it. You gonna try yours?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's really good.
It's even better with the limes.
Mmm.
I think.
Oh, that's delicious. It tastes like refreshing.
The sun on the deserted island at noon is extremely scorching. They took a short rest in the shade of the tree. There is a large area of mangroves on the deserted island. After the lunch break, they came to the mangrove area to go beachcombing. Dazwong saw the grouper underwater, but without a harpoon in hand, it's very difficult to hunt these groupers. My girlfriend picked up a crab pincer on the ground. This is a very good sign. It indicates that it is very likely to find some large-sized green crabs here. Dazwong soon found a big green crab under the tree hole. He reached in to take a look. A 2-pound big green crab was pulled out from under the complex tree roots. This green crab is big in size, but there wasn't enough meat inside for 2 people to eat. Dazwong continued to search nearby. Soon, he found the big green crab under another tree hole.
Holy moly.
Holy.
Look at the size
Whoa.
of that. Beauty.
Whoa.
Beauty. Oh, yes.
Holy moly.
Today's harvest was extremely rich. 2 giant green crabs are enough for a full meal. Back to the beach. My girlfriend can't wait to cook dinner. A fire was made on the beach. There are no complicated cooking tools on the deserted island. Barbecue is the most ideal way of cooking. The ingredients for today's dinner are 2 large green crabs weighing over 4 pounds each. The girlfriend directly put the crabs into the charcoal to roast. During the barbecue process, the crabs need to be turned over to prevent them from being scorched. Dazwong took out the roasted crabs, then put it on the wooden dining table. Even before eating the crabs, one can smell a pleasant aroma. Dazwang broke off a crab pincer. The tender and white crab meat inside is fresh, sweet, and juicy. Just this one pair of pliers is probably enough to fill a person's stomach. After knocking open the crab claws with a knife, a large piece of tender crab meat came into view. The crab catch was successful today. It filled their hungry stomachs. Although the meat of the big green crab is abundant. However, the fat content in crab meat is relatively low. To survive on this deserted island, early the next morning, Dazwang then took his girlfriend to the beach for a walk. My girlfriend found a lobster on the ground. It's a pity that this lobster is completely dead. This is a baby lobster, but Dazwang had no idea that this crayfish would die on the shore. It's very likely that it was washed up by the waves. This means that there must be other lobsters in this sea area. I thought this crayfish that died unexpectedly would receive their pity. Unexpectedly, it made them have the idea of eating lobster. The girlfriend immediately changed into a diving suit. The two began to look for the big lobster together. The grouper in the coral reef is no longer fragrant either. Dazwang put on a pair of gloves. The purpose is to find the big lobsters in the crevices of the reefs. But finding lobsters is very dependent on luck. They soon found lobster antennae in the reef hole, but it seems that it hasn't grown up yet, so the girlfriend decided to give up catching it. A group of sea turtles suddenly appeared nearby. Perhaps they also want to have a share in this coral reef. The girlfriend was immediately attracted by these marine animals. It seemed that he had completely forgotten that he was going to catch lobsters. She sailed with the manta ray. This process is so exciting. On the other side, Dazwang was frantically catching lobsters. Lobsters react very quickly. It doesn't seem so simple to catch it with bare hands. Soon, Dazwang saw his tentacles peeping out from the crevice of the reef again. He told his girlfriend the location of the lobster, planned to encircle and hunt together from front to back. The girlfriend immediately started the shrimp catching operation. They found a lobster nest under the crevice of the reef. Each person actually caught one. This shrimp hunt was quite fruitful. There was actually a lobster under the crevice of the stone, but these two lobsters were already enough for them to have a big meal. So the other lobster unexpectedly survived. The girlfriend lifted the lobster out of the water, then swam back sideways. It seems that we can't escape a lobster feast today. Dark clouds began to gather in the distant sky. It seems that a heavy rain is about to come. Dazwang is collecting coconut leaves nearby. He spread these leaves on the roof of the shelter. As long as it is spread out in sufficient quantities, it can also keep out the rain. While waiting for the charcoal to be burned, Dazwang couldn't wait to show off the success of today's labor. This crayfish is called the painted rock crayfish. Today, we caught the Huli rock lobster, although they all look similar, but there are still obvious differences in color. In this lobster shell is a peninsula lobster. They had caught one before. This kind of peninsula lobster is relatively rare. Its claws are very long. The two lobsters caught today. Dazwang doesn't plan to roast all of them to eat. The girlfriend pulled off the head of one of the lobsters. She wants to keep this kind of lobster head as a souvenir, then remove the meat from the lobster tail. The girlfriend placed the lobster meat on the banana leaves. She wants to make a big meal of called flower lobster. Dazwang picked up an old coconut at random. Tear open the thick coconut shell fibers. Then crack open the coconut shell. The coconut meat inside has begun to thicken, and the fruity aroma has become more intense. The girlfriend scraped off some coconut flakes and placed them on the lobster meat. The fishy smell of lobster meat attracts many hermit crabs. The girlfriend quickly wrapped up the lobster meat, then put it over the fire to roast. Today's lobsters are cooked in two ways. Which way of eating do people prefer? While waiting for the grilled lobster, the two were taking a walk along the shore. They found a lobster shell on the ground. There are really too many lobster resources on this deserted island. I caught quite a few big lobsters when I went beachcombing before. A one-handed crab passed by the beach. It became their target of entertainment. The girlfriend lay on the ground and laughed at the crab. This crab has only one pincer left. It is very likely that they lost the fight when competing for the right to mate. By this time, the lobster had been roasted to a bright red. It seems to be fully ripe. Dazwang took out the lobster. Today's dinner was quite sumptuous. Two large lobsters provide protein. Coconut meat provides carbohydrates. Look at how big this lobster is. It's time to enjoy dinner next.
Opening up little parcels. How'd you go?
Look at that.
Oh, yum. Yeah, that's a unique flavor, isn't it?
So good.
That is really good.
Which one? Which one do you like better?
Yours has got more unique flavor.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, the
They're both
crayfish flavor is pretty bloody good on mine as well.
On the third day, Da Zhuang took his girlfriend to the beach. Ask her what plans she has for today. My girlfriend hopes she won't go hungry today. She wants to catch a lot of fish to fill her stomach. I really enjoyed the grilled crabs yesterday, but there is not enough fat for them to survive in the long term. They immediately dived for hunting with crossbows in hand. Black objects appeared on the seabed in the shallow water area. These things are not baits dropped by local fishermen when they can't find toilets while fishing. Instead, they are sea cucumbers that can be used to stew. Buddha jumps over the wall, but Da Zhuang and the others didn't like to eat it. He inserted the crossbow into the crevices of the rocks. Even with powerful crossbow bolts, it's also very difficult for my girlfriend to accurately hit the sea fish in the crevices of the rock. Fortunately, there are more sea fish in the shallow water area. The girlfriend aimed the crossbow at the school of fish ahead and pulled the trigger in time. When the girlfriend pulled back the fishing line, unexpectedly, it was a one-click triple connection. 3 big fish were strung on crossbows. The smallest one weighs 1 jin. The largest one also weighs 5 jin. This is undoubtedly an epic victory hunt. The smell of blood emitted when hunting fish. It soon attracted sharks. These sharks do not attack humans on their own initiative, but it is very likely to snatch the food from your hand. The most appropriate way is to lift the fish out of the water, then return to the shore. Just when the girlfriend thought she could cook a delicious dinner at ease, the sharks in the shallow water area are actually stealing food. Fortunately, it was discovered in time. Otherwise, it would really be eaten clean by them. Sufficient food is needed because it requires more water. When humans digest food, a large amount of water needs to be consumed. Da Zhuang picked several coconuts from the tree. The problem of water has been completely solved. Da Zhuang casually cut down some coconut leaves again. After returning to the beach, Da Zhuang tore the coconut leaves apart on both sides. These broad leaves can be used to build shelters. If the leaves are woven, it can be made into sleeping mats and carpets. Next, a fire needs to be made to cook dinner. Making fire by rubbing wood on a deserted island is actually very physically demanding. If in a state of hunger, you can learn from Da Zhuang how to light a lighter. It not only saves physical strength, but also time. My girlfriend is weaving a carpet. Suddenly, I forgot. Da Zhuang patiently taught her knitting again. When my girlfriend is angry on a deserted island, it's as terrifying as a bolt from the blue. Under the meticulous guidance of Da Zhuang, my girlfriend quickly knitted a placemat. Da Zhuang brought back 2 fresh coconuts. He found there were many of these hermit crabs on the ground. To some extent, it is possible to survive on a deserted island for a long time. One would eat anything. Before cooking dinner, first, have a couple of sips of coconut juice to stimulate appetite and aid digestion. Da Zhuang grilled the processed sea fish above the charcoal. The temperature of the fire is very high. In the blink of an eye, the skin was charred black. Every mouthful of protein on the deserted island is hard-won. Even if it gets burnt, it cannot be wasted. When grilling fish in the wild, there's no need to scrape off the scales. Fish scales protect the fish meat and lock in the moisture inside. After the sea fish are completely roasted, now it's time to enjoy the happy dinner. Today's dinner is mangrove sea bream. Da Zhuang took the grilled fish and placed it on the tablecloth. Just remove the charred surface of the fish skin to get white, tender, and juicy fish meat. Look at this large plate of grilled fish meat. A salty aroma wafted towards me.
How's that? Beautiful white flesh. They're just a delicious fish. That can get you started, friend. No. Is that a full coconut? Just did a front flip. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Yum. Do you think it tasted good?
Oh, it tastes so good.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Really good, eh?
They ate up all the grilled fish last night. If no food is obtained today, I still feel so hungry that my heart aches. No matter how big a crab is, it can never be full. Only grilled fish was their staple food on the deserted island. There are many coconut trees along the shore of the deserted island. Coconuts have become their main source of fresh water on the deserted island. On average, more than 10 coconuts are consumed every day. Da Zhuang picked all the coconuts from the tree, so as not to waste energy every time you climb. A coconut tree toppled over on the shore. The girlfriend is lying on it to rest. It's really a waste not to use it as a toilet. After a short break, they embarked on a diving, hunting adventure. A giant manta ray swam ahead. Such a huge source of meat is equivalent to a fawn, although trapped on a deserted island. But they don't want to waste food. Just hunt for the amount of food that fills your stomach every day. After an immersive view of the ocean, they decided to start hunting for food. The girlfriend was looking for a suitable hunting target among the coral reefs with a crossbow. The fish here are very dense, but quite a few sharks also appeared. Being in the coral reef is like being in a natural buffet hall. There are a wide variety of foods. For a moment, I don't know how to choose. In the blink of an eye, Da Zhuang had caught a blue trevally weighing over 10 pounds. The fish hasn't been pulled out of the water yet. The shark smelled the odor and came nearby. Da Zhuang quickly lifted the trevally out of the sea. Prevent these sharks from attacking you due to the smell of blood. Da Zhuang carried the trevally back to the shelter. Today is destined to be another sumptuous grilled fish dinner. Da Zhuang immediately began to collect dry firewood and coconut leaves. He dug a pit on the beach. Then several tree branches were inserted beside it. Make a barbecue grill out of coconut leaves and branches. A lighter is enough to make a fire on a deserted island. The next step is to deal with the blue trevally. After removing the internal organs, making cuts on the fish can make it cook faster. Then Dazwong placed the whole blue trevally on the grill. While waiting for the grilled fish, Dazwong opened another coconut to satisfy his craving. After a busy day, it's necessary to replenish some electrolytes. The blue trevally undergoes the Maillard reaction at the high temperature of the fire. The surface of the fish skin gradually turns golden yellow, and it produced a fragrant aroma of grilled fish that filled the air. The scales of the blue trevally are small. Dazwong removed the roasted trevallies. Fish meat is rich in oil and delicious. Blue trevally should be a 5-star ingredient on a deserted island. It tastes better than crab and lobster meat.
Oh, that's really good. These bluefin trevally, they are the best eating of all the trevallies. So if you can get your hands on one of these guys, go for it. They are delicious. You got to bleed them, but then they eat really, really well.
Before going to bed at night, Dazwong plans to go further away to search for resources. This is a risky decision. If no food can be found, it's very likely that an accident will happen. Early on the 5th day, Dazwong decided to have breakfast first to fill his stomach. My girlfriend was giggling foolishly, holding a coconut bigger than a human head. Before going on a long journey, Dazwong picked out pairs of color-blocked slippers on the shore. The two went out with fishing rods to look for resources. It's only been half a minute. My girlfriend just shouted that she was tired. Hanging on a coconut tree is dried meat. Dazwong didn't want to say much either. He went nearby and began to explore. There are many of these small nuts on the ground. On a deserted island where food is scarce, Dazwong collected all these nuts. I also picked up a few old coconuts on the way. These small seeds are nuts of the beach almond tree. It is one of the locals' favorite snacks. This kind of nut is rich in nutrition. Dazwong cracked open the fruit shell with a stone. Get the nuts inside. It will be even more delicious if it is roasted before eating. Dazwong cracked open all the nuts. Obtain about 10 grams of nuts. He is going to prepare a delicate snack for his girlfriend. These old coconuts are also a rare source of food, although the coconut juice is no longer sweet. But the coconut flesh inside began to become very thick, and the flavor is also more intense. Then Dazwong continued to open the second coconut. The seeds inside have already sprouted, but this doesn't mean it can't be eaten. Sprouted coconuts do not contain coconut juice, but there will be nutritious coconut jelly inside. The flesh in the middle is like cotton candy. It is not as hard as coconut flesh when eaten. Dazwong just took a bite of the coconut jelly. I was stopped by my girlfriend beside me, and they took away the remaining coconut treasures from Dazwong. This is sufficient to prove that the taste and texture of the coconut jelly are both very delicious. Today's breakfast consists of coconut meat and nuts. There is also coconut jelly for sugar supplementation. It is still healthy enough. After having a hearty meal, they began to collect the bamboo along the shore, and a lot of discarded floats were collected. They want to build a bamboo raft that can sail. In the blink of an eye, they had pieced together a raft. The area is large enough. There are enough floats. It's completely fine to bear the weight of 2 people. The ocean current is very rapid now. It should be fine to slide along the current. The 2 of them carried the raft out to sea. The raft has good buoyancy. It's just enough to support the weight of 2 people. I originally thought it could usher in the age of discovery. I never expected that in the blink of an eye I would be brought back to the original beach by the waves. It seems that escaping the deserted island by raft is not as simple as imagined, since sailing is not possible. They had no choice but to continue trying to hunt by diving with crossbows. Coral reefs are always their top choice for the buffet. Dazwong was looking for suitable prey with a crossbow. After pulling the trigger, hit a big fish precisely, the blood left by sea fish during their struggle. Several sharks were soon attracted. Dazwong immediately surfaced and held the big fish in his hand high, but the sharks still kept circling around Dazwong. As long as they are not great white sharks, there is no need to worry that they will attack humans. Wait for the shark to leave. Dazwong immediately swam towards the shore, but just on the way back, the shark immediately appeared behind upon smelling the odor. Dazwong immediately placed the fish on the raft. He pulled the raft forward. In the end, they safely returned to the shore. Dazwong hung the fish on the bamboo. A coconut crab was attracted. The coconut crab is the largest land crab in the world. It was caught by Dazwong just as it was stealing fish. The reproduction rate of coconut crabs is low, although it is very delicious. But Dazwong still chose to release it. Dazwong picked up 2 coconuts for dinner today. There are many fallen leaves on the shore of the deserted island. Just pick a handful and you can use it as firewood to start a fire. After lighting the fire, the time for burning charcoal still needs to be awaited. At this point, you can prepare the fish first. This is a large-eyed sea bream. The meat is tender, juicy, and has few bones. I've been eating grilled fish for 2 consecutive days. Dazwong is already tired of it. Today, he wants to change his girlfriend's taste. He cut off the fish meat. Just throw away the entire remaining fish head and bone. Sharks in shallow water areas have become their pets. Dazwong peeled the fish meat and cut it into small pieces. If paired with some soy sauce and mustard, it becomes a plate of sashimi. But Dazwong didn't want to eat sashimi. The girlfriend has no idea what Dazwong wants to do either. I usually eat grilled fish very well, but today I actually cut all the fish meat into small pieces. Dazwong collected coconut juice in an iron pot, then scrape off the coconut flakes with a knife. The coconut paste aroma of old coconuts is very rich. Then pour all the shredded coconut into the iron pot. Then pour in all the fish meat. It turned out that they wanted to make fish stewed with shredded coconut. They used conch shells as spoons. I served a full bowl of coconut and fish meat.
So hot.
Oh wow.
Very nice, huh?
Very nice.
got my dish out.
Oh, gee. We should do this more often, Fran. That is delicious. All those things are so good. The coconut's so good, and then the lime like cuts through.
Yeah.
That's all for this video. In the next episode, Dazwang will take his girlfriend to the beach for an adventure. They plan to look for a kind of fierce sea shrimp. So, can they succeed?
Oh my god,
Holy moly! Look at the size! Holy moly! Look at the size of it! We finally got one! We got one of these crazy creatures! The giant mantis shrimp! Holy, look at him!
Wow.
Welcome to like and subscribe to my channel. Watch the latest season of the Desert Island survival film.